Hey guys, TacticalOyster here, bringing you guys 3-bar exploits number 41 with WhackMad19 and Bondfire, whose phone just went off. We have our guest today, which is Darian from Strictly Business Gaming.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being a part of the show.
Absolutely.
Yes. He's a
Anytime.
partial of Strictly Business, so we are excited to have him on. Which I guess, yeah, shout out to Strictly Business Gaming, our sponsor. That kind of makes sense. Shout out to them for being our sponsor. Shout out to Cinch Gaming. Use coupon code 3bar for 5% off. And that is all, I think. So who wants to jump into the first topic?
Well, first of all, Darian, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you're involved with Strictly Business Gaming, for those of us who don't know.
So, I am one of the majority owners with my best friend, Jay, known as Freaky. We are a group of 5. Him, his brother, Story, Gonzo, which is another good friend of us. We all live over here in Tampa. And then we have another guy that is owner as well. He's not that involved because he plays baseball for Texas. So he plays in the minors right now. So we are a group of 5. And
Cool.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
That works.
So, Strictly Business got a new, actually, sadly to see, got a completely new roster after COD Champs. And that seems to be going well. Y'all are going to Niagara this weekend, as a matter of fact, correct?
We live on next Thursday to Niagara,
Next
and we'll
Thursday.
be there until Monday. Yes.
Cool.
We after season 1, there was this whole disaster with rosters and hard to get into it. But the point is, we ended up having no team for season 2, so we had to start talking to players again and trying to figure out what are we going to do? What is the best lineup that we can actually put together with? Literally, we had 5 days to put it together. So when TK took Apathy, they released Methods, and we known about Methods for a long time. He's a young guy, and but he's been playing for a while. And I remember him from back on UMG Dallas, where we played against them, and he absolutely destroyed our team back then. So as soon as we heard that he was released, we went straight for him. We decided to go ahead and make him the captain, allow him to talk to other players himself or whoever he was comfortable to bring in with him. So he brought out to our attention Spacely and John. Spacely is another young guy. He's 17 right now, and they've both been around since Black Ops 2. They had good success in Black Ops 2. They have multiple top 8 finishes, and on goals. I think on UMG Philly, both of them had top 8 finishes as well. So then we also got Ricky at that moment. But then something else happened where UMG came out with a ruling saying that organizations can have multiple teams. Can have 2 teams. So Optic Gaming came out of nowhere and said we're gonna create a second team. So they basically they were very nice about it. So they came to us. They said that Ricky was interested in joining them. So we ended up letting Ricky go from the team, allowing him to join Optic. And then Optic also took 3 players from Justice. And then Stainbill was basically by himself with Justice. So knowing that Stainbill was a veteran he's been playing since Call of Duty 4. He is an old guy. He's been playing for a long time. He's got a good AR, and he's got the leadership that we need. So especially having 3 young guys on the team. Mm-hmm. So we talked to him, and he agreed to come to the team. He also teamed with Methods before, so he liked that. And that's how we put the team together. It was a very stressful 5 days, I can tell you. I feel bad for Freaky because he is. I handle most of the website, the staff, all the parts of the company. But Jay Freaky, he is the general manager for the team. So everything that has to do with the pro team, he's the guy that handles that. So I feel bad for him because I'm not gonna lie, there was days where we went to work and he had 2 hours of sleep because he was in Skype calls He was like talking to people on the phone because there's a lot that goes into it, and big thanks to him that he actually pulled it off, and we were able to put the team together in like that short amount of time.
Yeah, I remember watching on Twitter as everything was going down, and of course we don't get insider information on how you guys work as a competitive team, or as the business really, but watching it go down on Twitter, you could tell from what he was tweeting, and it wasn't what was going on. It was, man, this is not to quote because I don't remember the exact quotes, but you could tell from his Twitter, oh, this is so rough, or this sucks, or this is good, and
I'm telling you, and it was rough because having established team already and going from that having basically we had a top 3 team period at that moment.
Absolutely.
So going from that to completely losing the team, I'm talking about having nobody in the roster. It was like we were at work when we found out about this. So it was like a complete shock. I mean,
that's so frustrating.
It was like, very frustrating. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, that Freaky actually had an interview with Kingdom Soldier, and he told him about it. But I was about to quit.
Wow.
I told him I was so frustrated with the whole situation that I was about to quit. And he kind of talked to me about it. I was like, "Why are we gonna quit? We've done so much." But I mean, it's not like I was going to quit, but it's hard to explain. I was very, very frustrated. Even right now, I'm talking to you about it, and I'm getting frustrated about it.
I can tell. I can see it.
So,
Definitely.
I'm very happy with the team that we have. They're young guys. We have a veteran guy in the team that has the voice. Season 2 just started. We only played about 8 games. We haven't been doing too well right now, but it's understandable because chemistry is a big thing. In this Call of Duty, I know you're gonna get into this Call of Duty, but it's not the best game in the world. There's really not much skill. I mean, anybody can go into like this Call of Duty and actually be decent at it. But chemistry is a big thing, no matter what Call of Duty you play. So you have to build that chemistry to get better. And hopefully in the next few weeks, when they keep playing more and more and more, they can build that chemistry and start playing much better. Our objective is to make it to top 8 on the league. So hopefully we can achieve that by Anaheim.
Yeah, I think that some great things are coming into competitive Call of Duty, and you guys are seeing the frustration from that because now team owners are going to, at least according to Twitter and from what you've said, team owners are going to other team owners about player trades, and that never happened before, as far as I, as a public person, know about. The players just made their own moves and made their own trades. Hastro said that, or was it Hex?
It was Hastro.
Had tweeted out, "I will not be doing this. We're way beyond this. We're too good for this," and so that's one step in the correct direction. Allowing 2 teams, I don't think that's a step in the correct direction. But at least it's set as only 2.
I am done. They said that they're going to release some more rulings and on what the procedure is going to be when it comes to like free agency and roster changes and all that. And I'm dying to actually read the whole article whenever it comes down from MLG and see what the ruling is going to be. But a lot of more things need to change because I still to this day, even though they lowered it from teams having 14 different teams to having 2, I still disagree with that.
I do too.
Because powerhouses are always going to be able to control those big players.
Yeah.
And for example, organizations like us, we have to basically go ahead and pick up the rest. Yeah. But I think 1 team per organization, that needs to be the limit. Because not only that, you're gonna see better growth on Call of Duty. You're gonna be able to see like all the teams like they have disappeared, like Unite. BBB is back right now, but you can see like Unite and our Varsity and these other teams have been, they've been in the Call of Duty scene for a long time that right now don't have a team, being able to be in the league. And if there's 12 teams in the league, I don't see why there has to be 2 Optics and 2 Face and 2 Curse, because that's 6 teams. That's 3 organizations that control half of the league right there.
Yeah.
So, I think it needs to be lowered to 1 team. Honestly.
I think it creates a issue of, say that Optics A team was in second place in the league on the last day of matches, and one of their matches was against the Optic B team. What's going to stop? And the Optic B team's in ninth place. What's going to stop Hex from going to the B team and saying, "Throw this game and lose on purpose so the A team can't win"?
Not only that, you're basically fighting against your own team. I mean, look what happened in Call of Duty on Orlando for Call of Duty Champs for the qualifiers, where the 2 Curse teams had to play each other and eliminated one.
Yeah.
So I don't see how it makes sense for business. You know what I mean? How do you want to, just like Jay said, how do you sit in there and root for your own team to lose or to win when you, I have 2 teams. Oh, hold on. Who do I want to win? A team or B team? It just doesn't make sense to me.
It allows too much room for shadiness, if you ask me.
Yeah.
If the NBA or the NFL allowed one person to own 2 different teams, I mean, you would see him trading all the good players from one team to the other team, try to stack up one team. So what's going to stop them from having one team lose on purpose to the other team?
Let's be honest. Look at that. Look at all the players from Optic Gaming right now. Just go ahead and go from top to bottom. They have literally 8 of the best players in the league. And
I don't mean I have to like them, because I don't like a couple of them. Well.
No, I mean, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Optics is always going to have the best, or whatever players they want, except for anybody who's on Complexity, because Complexity is the only team that would, I think, turn down Optic probably.
Yeah, I don't see why even Complexity will break out, because, like I said, chemistry is a big thing. And to this day, I still, even though I would love to win, I don't see anybody taking Complexity out.
That's a tough
I don't
team,
see it.
Yeah.
But that's what's so frustrating. Is teams could take Complexity out, but if the moment they try one time and fail, they just break up and get a new team.
You know what sucks on top of that is that the guys from Complexity seem like really nice guys, so you can't even hate them. I mean, have you seen the interviews after the games? They're humble, they're thankful, they enjoy the game.
They do some trash talking on Twitter and stuff from time to time.
Yeah, but in general, they're pretty nice guys. It's not like others that you can love to hate for yelling about their bank account. So
yeah.
New topic.
Sure.
Well, to go along with gaming, GameStop is closing 120 stores, which really isn't a lot for them. However, they're also changing their focus to focus more on mobile and
tablets and phones.
Yeah, mobile phones and tablets and stuff like that.
Interesting.
So, did you not see this coming, or?
I saw the news about closing the stores, but I didn't read the article, so I didn't know the part about the apps and things like that.
Well, here's the thing about closing stores is if you live in a rural area or maybe a smaller town and a GameStop, that's how you primarily get your stuff, you might be in jeopardy of not having a GameStop anymore, which, I mean, if that's the only place you got to get a game, that kind of sucks. Now you have to rely on, Amazon and stuff and online services like that, which, I mean, if you want to get the game at midnight or something like that, it's not going to happen because shipping doesn't come to your door at midnight. So it's definitely going to affect some of those probably smaller rural areas.
Apparently they
Honestly,
have... Go ahead.
Well, you go. Okay. I think it's comical that they're going to keep... I mean, they might as well change the name of the store, because I think it's funny if they're going to keep the name of the store GameStop, where you get your iPhones. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. One of the things that they're doing, along with changing the name, is the CEO, Paul Raines, describes the new outlook for what they're doing as a business model as GameStop 3.0. So they are literally working towards changing several things. And I agree. I think in the future you're going to see it called something else.
Are they going to continue to sell games, or this is just...
But they're just going to... have more. They're going to continue to sell games, from my understanding, at least right now.
What
but
they're
just have increased focus on phones and tablets.
Yeah,
What
I think
they're-
it'll be an increased focus.
The information they're releasing is that they are diversifying, and they're just growing more and more diverse and branching, investing more and more money into their mobile and Apple related. So, like, they've got a store that's a knockoff Apple store. They're not actual Apple representatives, but they carry only Apple products, only iProducts.
Oh, they only carry Apple products?
Yeah,
Is that true?
it's
Wow.
and it's just one branch of one store. I can't remember what it's called, and it'd take me a few minutes to find it. But they're focusing on something else. So I think the biggest question I have for you guys is, where does this put DRM? Like, nobody wanted to put GameStop out of business. They thought Microsoft and Xbox were being jerks by going full DRM at Xbox One launch date. Well, what if with the closing and the GameStop seeing the change in the tide, where does that put Microsoft? Can they revisit that?
A question I want to pose to you guys before I answer that one is, can you think of any other stores that are gaming specific, that are like big national stores that are mainly about selling games? I mean, Best Buy sells games, but they sell all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Walmart sells games, but they sell all kinds of stuff. So if GameStop was the only national store that was focused extremely on games, why would they not continue to do that and just try to improve that so they could dominate that market, because they really have no competition in that market? This seems
the business model's dying.
Because then there won't be a market there. Nobody's gonna. First of all, if you turn in your games for $7, I think that's a bad move.
It doesn't have to be a market based. They don't have to base it off of trading in games, just being a gaming store. There are no other national.
Where do you buy
gaming
computer
stores.
games? Where do you buy computer games?
You can buy them online through Steam or.
That's the only place you can buy them. You can't even buy those at GameStop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but the majority of gamers don't play PC games. Like, if you let me rephrase
I understand,
that.
but you cannot buy a computer game. That's not true. You
can buy it at any store, technically, if you're going to use that. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And in the future, you're not going to buy Xbox and PlayStation games at a store either.
Unless GameStop really knows what's coming in the future, knowing that most, now with these new consoles, everything's going to be downloadable, and they're just getting ready for that future, man. That's what I can think of.
I think you're exactly right. I think they're preparing themselves because they know they cannot thrive in a digital-only
market. But then is the right alternative to sell phones and tablets when every other place sells phone and tablets? Like, is that the right alternative?
At this point, they need to try. They probably trying to figure out what they're going to do for the future. I mean, it could be a test thing for them.
There's an old analogy that says when you run out of berries, you eat nuts. And what it means is, if you can't do what you want to do, you're going to do something else to survive.
And why not shift to get just gaming accessories?
Well, they have a foothold in this, and they're not closing GameStop altogether. They're shutting down specific stores, and that may just be, truthfully, it may just be those are stores that are unprofitable, and while we're doing some revamping, let's go ahead and cut those.
I think that's probably right, and that's also going to help them reduce costs so they can invest money into this tablet and phone stuff.
I think the closing of 120 out of 6,400 stores. Yeah, they have 6,457 GameStops worldwide, and they're closing 130. I'm sorry, which is 2%. And I think this is we got 3 of them in Tallahassee. They didn't close any of those.
Yeah, I got plenty of them around where I live. So
just around me, I have about 5 of them.
Yeah.
3 miles in each direction. I could probably find about.
And they're like McDonald's, man. You just get one in every corner.
And Tampa's not that big. It's a nice.
Yeah, but I live in the main of the city, so I have literally there's about 5 of them around me that I can probably find.
What was your
4?
What was your exact DRM question, Wax? I'd like to get into that, but I don't remember how you phrased it exactly.
Is with GameStop accepting and saying we are going to have to transition because the future, basically what they're saying is the future is DRM. So does that change things for the public's outlook on Microsoft going with DRM game sales?
I think DRM was going to be great for gaming. or the whole always online thing, because I've said this a million times. People just panicked and said, "Oh my God, always online, that's awful." But then they didn't think through why that was how it was going to be. It was. And then when you think about the why, you realize that it's actually a good thing, because you basically can get this entire Steam interface, which is better. Oh my God, it's miles better than the current Xbox One dashboard. I mean, good Lord. You
Yes.
you could have the Steam user interface essentially on consoles, which would be fantastic. But people said, "Oh my God, always online, whatever." The fact is, I'd venture to say 95% of people who are going to buy one of these consoles have a steady enough internet connection that they could play on always online console, especially if it did have that hour-long window. So even if you did have a fluke disconnect or something, you could still continue to play for an hour with no connection. I think that was supposed to be like the original thing, was an hour check-in. But
I thought it was 24.
I think it may be. I really don't think it'll change the public's perception of it. I just think eventually it's going to happen and people are going to have to deal with it. And then hopefully once it does happen, then people will accept it. But I don't think this will make people want it any more or any less, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's my opinion of
I'm
it.
hoping that they'll be more receptive to it. But
Well, I think you still have to consider a few things have to happen. Hard drive space is an issue. 500 gigs it comes with, you don't even get the full 500 gigs on both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And download speeds. I mean, some of us, I know like most of us have pretty good download speeds, but a lot of other people don't have the luxury if you live in more of a smaller town or even a rural town, the luxury of having those high download speeds. So that's going to be an issue when it comes to, downloading all your games. It's going to take a long time. I mean, heck, especially on launch night, if you download something on launch night like I did with Titanfall, it can take a freaking long time, and I don't have slow internet. So I think there's a couple things that have to happen first before it's a full transition, but I fully think that that's where we're going. GameStop knows it. We all know it. It's inevitable. But what I'm more curious about, because I know it's something that Steam is looking into, and I don't know if they have a beta version of it, but being able to sell back or give away a downloaded game, so basically having a marketplace to where you could trade games and things like that for digital games. Because once that happens and once that's in place and it's a system that works, boom, it's all downhill from there.
You could trade games
because that's what people want. Exactly. People like the ability, if they get a game they don't like it, they want to be able to trade it in or just get something else, something that they'll enjoy. And if you could do that with digital games, that's going to be a huge selling point and more of a reason for people to do that, aside from price. Price is another big thing.
That's another thing that aggravated me when everybody was bashing the Xbox One originally for the DRM thing is, like, people said, "Oh, we can't do, used games won't be a thing anymore, and trading games and stuff." Like, how many games do you guys either trade with a friend or do you trade in for a different game? Like, because I personally rarely ever, I don't think I've ever borrowed a game from a friend or let a friend borrow a game, and I don't think maybe only 2 or 3 times ever have I traded, like, went to GameStop and traded in a game for another game or something like that.
I borrowed this from my cousin so I could play.
Yeah, but how often how many other times have you done that?
He's got Black Ops 2 and I'm dying. I want it back right now. I didn't even want to play the game, but now that he's got it and I don't have it, I want to play Black Ops 2 really bad.
I had to play the COD right now and pick Black Ops 2.
I sold my Nintendo Entertainment System a long time ago. I sold it and I regret that.
What system? I'm sorry.
The original Nintendo. I've since bought another one, but my original one, I sold it with all the games that I used to have. I regret that decision. I will never do that again, because even though at the time it made perfect sense, I didn't want it, I didn't play it. Mm-hmm. I wish I had it now, and in the future, I'm gonna wish I had it. I have friends that get rid of games, and I go back and play. Hey, what do you want to play? Well, I've only got these 2 games that you have. I've still got all my old games. What? You got rid of Borderlands? You got rid of Modern Warfare 3? You got rid of good stuff, man. What did you do that for?
Yep.
I don't play them anymore. But you might want to, and for 2 hours that you might play one night in the future, it's worth having it sit in the corner and collect dust until that point. Because $7, it's something my dad taught me a long time ago. In a year, you're not going to know where that $7 went. His example is a little bit more.
I made that mistake when I did. Xbox One came in. I had like 30, 40 games. Grabbed everything with my 360. Gave it to GameStop. They gave me $125, I think it was.
Oh my God!
For like 30-something games, like console. I mean, I do have another 360, but I used to use for Netflix.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was thinking I'm probably not gonna use the 360 no more, so I just gonna get rid of everything.
Don't.
I mean, too late now.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who did that.
The biggest
Trade-
problem. The biggest problem, and I put out a video about this last week, cha-ching, but there's only like a handful of games to play on the Xbox One, and if you're tired of playing them, then you've got nothing to play. Especially,
yeah, I mean, I've got like 5 or 6 games for the Xbox One, which, based on other people with Xbox Ones that I've talked to, seems to be on the higher end of number of games than a lot of.
I would agree with that.
I think there's about like 8 or 10 games total on the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
There's not even that many of them.
Well, there's some that don't count, like, or I say that don't count, that are very specialized, like
Right.
the fitness games. That's not really
For the
game.
Kinect and all that.
Yeah, there's a couple of those, like Dance, whatever, or maybe that's the fitness one.
Hey, but if you ask Microsoft, those are games.
Well, that's because that's all they've got.
I mean,
Exactly.
But like Trials is out. It just
Trials
came
on the
out.
Xbox One.
Yes,
It's on both
Trials Fusion.
Trials, Xbox One, and PlayStation.
I'll be making a purchase soon.
$20.
See, I was looking. It's not $20. It's $40.
Negative.
Wait, what?
I pulled
Trials
it up.
Fusion.
I pulled it up earlier today. It's $20.
Trials Fusion. Hang on.
Unless they went cheaper on the digital.
It may be cheaper digital then.
Let me Google it. How much is Trials Fusion?
Because I was looking at that because I had some gift certificates to Best Buy, and I was thinking, man, this game would be probably really fun with like Oyster and Wag, like we do like a video series if you guys picked it up as well.
I would do that.
And I was like, what? $40? No.
$19.99.
Oh well, they actually went cheaper for a digital game. I'm surprised.
We should all
Unless-
get Trials Fusion digitally and play it together.
I would be interested in that.
Let's do it now. Let's do it right after the show.
We could download it while we're in. No, I couldn't. You know how bad the bitrate would suck on the quality of this stream or this program.
How does you downloading something affect? Because you're not using the internet to record this.
Yeah, I'm using the internet to receive your signal.
Oh, I guess it would make our signals coming
Yeah.
in worse. That's thinking in the streaming sense of your output, but I guess that's not what
Yeah,
it is.
because I know my wife's in the bedroom right now with the kids. They're watching some Disney movie or something on
Oh, you gotta
Netflix.
put a stop to that.
There we
man.
go. I'm gonna
You
applaud
never stop
that
the
initiative.
You never stop
were
the
correct.
wife.
Digital version is $19.99. And the packaged version is $40. Makes me a little sad because I do like having the physical games. I'm still gonna be old school like that.
Bonfire's gonna go to his grave saying, "Man, I want those packaged games. I want the disc and all that."
That's right.
Yeah, it is. I actually turned my Xbox on, and it's $19.99.
That's
5 gigs.
5 gigs.
That's not too bad.
5 gigs.
Not bad.
See,
5 gigs out of 300 because that's what your Xbox One comes with. People about 340 gigs.
See, are we gonna be able to like put in new hard drives that are bigger?
I think the PlayStation
The
can
PlayStation
do it,
can
but
do that. The
not on
Xbox One, yeah, exactly. I don't think it can right now, but I think that's something they're working on doing. At least having an external drive.
It's a
Clearly it
USB
has to
away.
be able to, or else, I mean,
It's a USB away.
you're gonna run out.
True, it's a USB away, but they're not allowing it. And part of it, I think, is because similar to what they did with the Xbox 360s, they want to control those accessory purchases. They want you to buy the Xbox One branded external hard drive that can only work with the Xbox One.
Can you store games on the cloud? No, I'm not saying I would do that, but is that like
Not on the size of these games that come in. They're like 50, 40 gigs.
Clean
I
your
don't know how
microphone.
the cloud works, so I was just thinking. Okay, I was thinking out loud. Like, if I buy a 5 gig game from the arcade that I don't care that much about, can I put it on the cloud instead of on my Xbox?
Well, then you'd
Well-
be streaming it.
Well, you can undownload it if you buy it from Microsoft, and it's as a
I guess that's
previous
true. You
download.
just re-download it
Just
if you want
re-download
to.
it in the future.
That's kind of a hassle.
That's cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
That is one thing that I'm upset about this new Xbox One. That I don't understand how they couldn't transfer arcade games from the 360 to this one. I had so many arcade games that I would like to play, and I can't do it just because I don't. I mean, I own the 360, but I'm not gonna
Whack,
connect it to.
were you playing Minecraft on the Xbox One last night?
On the Xbox One, it's not out.
No, it's not on the one yet.
Yeah.
So you
There's
were
really
playing
no arcade.
Minecraft?
I have a whole Minecraft series coming out, but yeah,
Okay, because
It's already out, isn't it? I thought you started it.
it's in the process. Yeah.
But yeah, because I saw it
Watch an
on my
episode.
friends list. It said Whackmet is playing Minecraft Xbox 360 edition, but it didn't like say that you were on the 360 because the game, the title of the game is 360 edition. So that's, I thought maybe you could play it on the one. Which
Yeah,
I thought,
Minecraft has recently, with the last patch, Mahjong, is his name Mahjong Notch?
Mojang.
What's
I
that? Whoever, some dude over there with
Not just the guy. Mojang is the company. Yes.
somebody with whatever Minecraft people said that they're changing their focus from updating current Minecraft iterations to release for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So hopefully they'll finish that port and we will be able to play them. What I'm interested to see is whether or not I'm going to have to buy it again, because I can't play Minecraft on the computer even though I
Of
own
course
the
you will.
360
This is
version.
Microsoft. Are you crazy? They will make you buy it again.
I don't want to buy it again.
That's
I
not
would
even
say
a question
that's
worth
probably gonna-
pondering.
They're probably gonna make you buy it again.
Well, that makes me sad.
So you're
Well,
not going to get it. So
I'm not going to get it.
Don't even worry
either.
about it.
Even if I don't have to buy it again, I probably won't take the time to download it. So,
Doesn't matter. It's. I'm gonna save that.
although
comment.
we should do a co-Minecraft Let's Play.
It's not League of Legends. You're not gonna play it. Bam.
Sure that.
Dude, I've been playing more NBA 2K than League of Legends last week. I'll play other games than League of Legends. It's just got to be the right game. And plus, I mean, I am trying to go pro in League of Legends, even though I'm not Korean. So I'm trying to
Wait a second.
a little bit.
You heard it. Hey, take that back, Darian. Let them know. There's a free agent right here. Start your
Oh
team
yeah,
up.
if you want to start a strictly business League of Legends team, then I mean, you should totally make me the captain. I'm Silver 5, which means I'm really bad.
I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, I don't
If you
know.
ain't platinum, you ain't nothing.
I'm silver. There's like
I-
8 levels over silver anymore. We got
I remember
titanium.
downloading League of Legends, playing it for like 10 minutes. I got destroyed every single time, so I just went back and deleted it right away.
Oh my god.
That's
Whack, have you
hilarious.
played any League of Legends at all
Not
since you downloaded it? Really? Like,
not
except for the
lately,
first
but
season?
once I played it last week, and I'm there. I'm better. I can beat bots now a couple of times.
That's good.
The thing is,
Progress.
it doesn't supremely interest me. I don't always have friends there to play with, even though I know you've made the offer. Just let you know, it takes up so big a block of time every time, and it's just not that high of a priority. And I'm not good at it. And when you're not good at it, on top of all those other things,
Call of Duty has ruined this gamer's attention span.
not
Public-
Call of Duty, man.
Don't
Mario.
let it happen to you.
Mario had
Mario
a
did not
300.
ruin your
Yes, it did.
attention
Yes, it
span.
did, because Mario had a 300-second timer to finish the level. You were out in 300 seconds, or you died.
So does that mean that you just got on Mario, played one level, and then put it down and went away?
No, but it was completely different one level later. Every 300 seconds, you were doing a different level or a different something. And in League of Legends, you're playing one game for 45 minutes.
Every 10 minutes in Call of Duty, you're playing the same game you've been playing for the last 8 years, in my case. So I don't know how that's valid.
Moving on.
Checkmate.
Moving on.
Moving
You know, I do want to say, Whack, a while ago you talked about how you were sad that you traded in all your consoles and stuff like that, and I'm the same, man. Like,
Yeah.
what?
One console, all games, one console.
Oh, well, that's still, I mean, like, because like I used to have like a Nintendo when I was a kid, the Super Nintendo, like the PlayStation, the 64, like all these consoles I grew up with. I don't have them anymore except my PlayStation 2, and it makes me sad because there's so many great games I would love to just revisit, and I don't want to download them like on the Wii or the PlayStation Marketplace or something like that. It's not the same.
Yeah,
and I feel your pain.
My PS1 bit the dust, and I never replaced it, and I gave all the games away. But I was never gonna buy another PS1.
Hey, you know what? You were talking about Crash Bandicoot the other day. PlayStation 3 had a huge flash sale where like 30 games were $1.
Oh wow!
Crash Bandicoot was one of them, and I picked it up.
Cool.
Just for fun. It was $1. I was like, how can I say no to $1 for this game that is so great?
Can I get Trials Fusion for $1, please, Microsoft, please? Please.
Especially since you've dropped the price of the console by $120 since I bought it. All right.
Actually, I saw something on this for this weekend. So at the time we're recording this, that Best Buy, you can, if there's a way with like a coupon, you can get like a $50 coupon or rebate or something, or you can get an Xbox One with Forza 5 and I think 12 months of gold for $400 or something like that. Just ridiculous. Something
that makes me feel very bad, very good.
Why? Microsoft?
That's why I love Best Buy, though.
Just because I bought your crappy console before other people are going to buy your crappy console does not mean I should have to pay more for your crappy console.
No,
like,
wait a minute. What you're judging
That's what happens to early adopters,
based on is the fact that the user interface is worse than
the user interface.
They went backwards.
Horrible.
They went backwards
no,
in here.
no. There was no worse user interface ever in the history of gaming consoles. Like
PS3 was pretty bad,
there
though.
was none until you. Well, I guess PlayStation had one.
Oh, did they?
PS3 was pretty bad. I mean, I didn't like PS3 either.
It wasn't that. Yeah, I agree. PlayStation 4 for me is a much improved user interface than PlayStation 3. And Xbox 360s towards the end was good. It was user friendly. I mean, part of it's we got used to it, but you can't do anything in Xbox One. you got to tell your damn Kinect what to do. That's the only way you can do it, and that's probably part of why. You can ignore that
thing.
What?
You can ignore that Kinect.
You can. That's true.
My Kinect's been turned off for a month.
And you probably can't do anything but go to the one game that's loaded up on your Xbox One.
What can I not do because my Kinect's off? Like I haven't.
It's going to take you 20 minutes to find stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's true, I guess. But...
I mean, everything is terrible. Party chat is terrible. The way you
it's all terrible.
I mean, all they had to do was just grab the interface from the 360, leave it the way it was, and put it on this one. That's it. That's all they had to do.
Like, I don't understand. I understand you want to push your awful operating system known as Windows 8. I understand that. It is awful.
Yes.
Okay. I just used it for the first time last weekend when I went on vacation for a couple days. And my dad had bought a new laptop to bring, like, when he was traveling. And he let me take it on this vacation, and it had Windows 8 on it because it was a new laptop. And I literally, like, I couldn't figure out how to do anything. Like, I had to go put it back. I had to go to desktop mode, which is essentially making it back to the old way. Then there's still a bunch of stuff that you can't do without using Windows 8. So Windows 8 is terrible. So they decided we have this big advantage over PlayStation, which is our user interface. It's so much better. 360 is so much better than PlayStation 3. Let's take this operating system that everybody hates and use it as our interface instead for the next console. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And now I don't know why they did that, right? Party invites.
You know why it's all Windows 8-esque across all their devices, right?
So they're all compatible with each other, I guess?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's still terrible, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. And I've only used Windows 8 like 1 or 2 times because my mom she just got a new laptop and has Windows 8 on it. And she's like, how do I do this? And I was like, Mom, I don't even know. Like, I use a Mac. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, she can't figure out anything that she used to be able to do on her Windows 7. So, yeah, there we go.
We want to go random question, or we want to go with that?
Let's do a random question before we dive into that topic.
Do we have more than one random question? Because I'd like to be able to lighten the mood with a random question after we dive into that topic.
The pressure's on, Whack, and you better have your answer ready for this random question so we have time to think.
Please.
I got to go find my phone now.
My goodness.
Without making promises, the first random question: if aliens visited tomorrow, what would be the hardest thing for them to wrap their minds around?
Ooh.
from Ask Reddit.
The Xbox One user.
Oh man.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So yeah, that'll be it.
Oh, that's a good answer.
A good
That's
answer. Let me go find my phone. I'll be right back.
Wow. Let's see here. It's so hard because we don't think of anything really being that odd and hard to wrap our minds around because we.
I guess it's all depending on how advanced these aliens are.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume they're pretty advanced. That's just an assumption, though.
Huh.
Here, I'm gonna go with this because I just thought people, like, if aliens were watching a person do this, that they would be like, what? Why? And that is picking up your dog's crap after he poops.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
like,
one.
I'm
That's a
like,
good one.
why? Like, why do you not have like a robot or something to like scoop that up and get rid of it? Why do you
Why
have
do
to
you
do
not
that?
leave it? Like, why does the human pick up the crap?
Exactly.
Of
Like, why are
the
you
dog
cleaning up
master
crap
of?
of an inferior animal?
Yes.
So that's my answer.
It's a good answer.
And I think about that often because obviously I have to do that with my dog. But
I'm gonna say this might be a crappy answer, but I really can't think of anything. I'm gonna say the idea of having wild animals that are in captivity, and not like dogs and stuff because they're domesticated animals,
Like a
but like
zoo.
yeah, like zoos. Like I imagine an alien would look down and say, okay, why are these tigers in this fence and people looking at them, and why are these tigers out here mauling people in the wild? Like why are some of them in captivity and some of them aren't? I think that would be kind of confusing. Especially, why would you have animals in captivity but just not use them just for no reason, essentially, other than to look at them? So that's my answer, and it's a really bad answer, but I can't think of anything. This is a tough question. I don't like it.
I think I have a really good answer.
okay,
And for those of you, I said that
granted
I
he
got this
got
question
a week
from.
to think about it. But anyways,
No, I just looked up Ask Reddit, and I didn't look at the answers on purpose, so I don't know what the answer is. Maybe an answer on there. I don't know. Using tobacco. Why do humans routinely, daily poison themselves with a substance that causes very little euphoria, yet
Ooh,
is proven to be detrimental to their health? I say as I chew nicotine gum because as a stupid little kid, I was a stupid little kid.
interesting.
that's a good one.
All right, fair enough.
I have. Okay. Wait, did Darian answer?
His answer is
Yeah,
acceptable
yeah, Xbox
unless he wants
One.
to
The
bring
Xbox
another one.
One.
Okay, I didn't know if this
That's
was
a great
official
answer.
final answer.
That was
Right.
that was. It was not only was it great timing because comedy's all about timing.
Yeah.
But it works. It works.
It was a segue transition that made the question valid.
I have another random question before we move on to the next topic, though, because I just feel like asking it now. This is also from Ask Reddit. If you were banished from your home country and given $2 million to start a new life, where would you go? What country would you choose? So if we all were kicked out of America, because that's where we all live right now. If we were all kicked out of America and given $2 million to go make a home in another country, what country would we pick?
Interesting.
I think I would pick Austria.
Austria. I thought you were going to say Australia for a second. I'm like, okay.
Oh God, no! It's way too hot in Australia. Screw that. Austria because of number one, the climate. I like cold, and we don't have any of that here in Tallahassee. No cold here at all. It has mountains. I love the mountains. It is very picturesque. The language would not be that hard to pick up, being some kind of Austrian German, and there's a lot
Are you
of
sure about that?
there's a lot of English there as well. So
It'd be harder to pick up than like Spanish or French, though.
you don't have much of a choice, and I got $2 million. I can get me a tutor.
Okay. I didn't even think about the language thing, though. So glad you brought-
The food lines up really well. They do more of a tart type flavor. With like sauerkraut is German, and Austrian and German are very closely related. And I've had a lot of German food that I really do like, so I think that the diet would suit me well. And I mean, I would really miss the beach, but I think that's the best answer I can come up with, like off the top of my head.
I think I would probably go to the UK, and the only reason is because I imagine life would be very similar to what I have there. It'd just be an easy transition for me, and I would like easy.
But you have $2 million, Bondfire. You can.
Yeah, and then I can go travel Europe and go see lots of cool things. I can do whatever I want. But then my home life I imagine, will not be that much different than what it currently is.
You'd have to talk like this.
And I would love that because I'm
Such a
fascinated with
bad
that
accent.
accent. I am absolutely fascinated with that accent, and I would love to learn it.
Well, Bondfire took the easy answer, so.
You don't know how to take the easy answer.
I'll do Spain just because I have a lot of friends that live in Spain. They say it's beautiful up there and just awesome to live.
Wouldn't it be really hard for you to learn the language?
Yeah, not at all. I already know the language. But, I would say either Australia or Spain. Probably Spain.
See, I didn't choose Australia because they have a lot of critters. I don't like critters. We all know that from previous shows, but
they got a lot.
But they got like some of the world's most deadliest critters, and I don't deal with that. Granted, I have $2 million. I could build an impenetrable fortress that no critter could get in. But hey, I'll just go visit there. That's cool with me. I got money. It's all good. When I come back home, it'll be critter free.
Let's see. I have to rule out all of Asia because I don't like any Asian food, so that's out the window. That's an important thing. Let's see. I don't want to pick anywhere in Britain because that's Bonfire took the easy answer out. That's too easy. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Australia a little bit because it seems, and this is just a hunch and things I've read and people say, because I don't know if this is actually true or not, but people say that Australia is one of the countries in the world most similar to America from a, like, the way of living standpoint, I guess. Which I have no idea if that's true or not. So,
I don't even know how the economy is in Australia. I heard from friends that travel there that it's just awesome.
You know the worst part about Australia is that Santa Claus comes in the summer. That's the whole southern hemisphere for me. The whole world is set up to be on the northern hemisphere, and Santa Claus comes in the summer in Australia.
Is it true that tacos and burritos and stuff are not actual Mexican food?
Where did that come from? Random question number 3.
I think they're typical. I think they're actually a typical Mexican, like a Mexican food. I'm not
because I like the classification of food that we call Mexican food. So like I'm thinking, okay, if I go to Mexico, that's not that far away from the U.S. I feel like if I had $2 million, I could be pretty powerful in Mexico. If I start with $2 million, get into some.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Yeah, the thing with Mexico is that $2 million. You have $2 million in Mexico. You have a chance of getting kidnapped, killed.
Or you use that money to invest in being the person who kidnaps people.
Yeah, but $2 million is probably not enough for Mexico, though. That's like saying you're gonna go to Colombia with $2 million when you got all those kingpins over there, drug lords. That's not gonna be enough.
Your city's not actually that bad, so I think I'd be okay.
I think similar to what you're looking for, something like Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory, would be acceptable, and the exchange rate's pretty awesome.
But do they have Mexican food?
I mean,
everybody's got Americanized
everywhere.
Mexican food. You go to Walmart and buy Mexican food.
I want authentic, real Mexican food.
Yeah, if you want authentic, then you have to live in Mexico.
Exactly. You don't get it, whack man.
Or you can marry a Mexican woman; she probably can cook it for you. I mean,
there you go. Heyo.
You don't have to go that far. You can stay here with the $2 million and just marry a Mexican woman.
I'm going to choose Mexico City. That's my selection.
Speaking of ethnic foods, I went to a Mexican restaurant earlier this week. Not a Mexican, a Chinese restaurant earlier this week, and I was like, I really want cashew chicken, but I'm kind of wanting something spicy. Can you make this hot and spicy? And he kind of dismissed me, like, yeah. And so he takes my order, and I pay for it, and I was like, you're going to make it hot and spicy, right? Yeah. I get for you, hot and spicy. I go, okay, cool. he was honest and true to his word. I was crying eating that food. Apparently, and then I was told later, like, Asians don't mess around with heat, dude. If you want heat, they will spice you out. He made me pay for asking for spicy food. It was so delicious.
I think you're better off just putting your own spice on it. Just get some sriracha or something.
No, I'm good with it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was expecting, like, if you go to Wendy's and order a spicy chicken sandwich, it's not hot. Not by my standards. It's not hot. It's like, yeah, they put a little pepper on it. And that's what I was expecting. What I got was, I need water. And that's what I wanted. I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, my limit is mild. If I go past that, I'll have heartburns for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Gotta take that pet to AC.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of extreme heat in my food. Of course, I've never really eaten extremely spicy foods, so I don't know. Maybe I would like it, but
I've had some spicy stuff. Like I've had some pretty spicy like buffalo wings and stuff like that, and like that hurts, but it's good. Like if you get some good stuff, like it hurts, but it's good.
like that's what I don't get. It doesn't seem like putting myself through discomfort would make the meal better.
Because you gotta have some good flavor.
Yeah. The thing is, depend of what you eat.
Yeah.
If I eat chicken wings, like I don't like chicken wings. It has to be boneless wings.
I agree. I like them.
It's cheating.
I can actually go. I can go past the mile if I do boneless wings. But other than that, I had spicy food by mistake, and it hasn't been. It was not fun. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I remember in the hospital where I work in. I remember eating. They had this Thai food, Thai soup, and I had no idea the Thai is actually they're known to do very spicy food, and I drink the soup and I had 2 scoops of it and I was about to die. It was super spicy, and who knows, maybe for Whackman is not that spicy, but I don't know, for me I was on fire. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Another random question?
I do like Bloody Marys. I was gonna say, so this last Friday I went out and went to one of our favorite wing places here in Portland, and I made sure not to get something too spicy, something a little kick. I actually really like their sauce. It's like a lime cilantro sauce on it, and the reason why is because now that I have a beard going on, I was thinking if I get something like super hot, because you know when you eat wing, because these are not boneless wings, these are bone wings, and you eat it and it burns your mouth. And I was thinking I don't want my beard on fire, so I made sure not to get something too spicy. My beard did not catch on fire, so it was good. I just want to throw that in there.
Okay. That is a concern. I understand that for sure. Like that's the way the Mexican food was my lips and everything around my lips was very, very inflamed. It was very hot. Next topic. We good?
Yeah. Wasn't it about you said something about Netflix, right?
Netflix is coming out with a channel, and it looks like cable company RCN, and I don't know who that is or where that is, Grande Communications or Grand Communications and Atlantic Broadband will offer access to Netflix services straight from the TV set-top boxes, which is the remote that you use to change the cable channel will now go to a channel dedicated for Netflix, like On Demand is offered for Comcast. I have Comcast.
So is it like? So it's not like a Netflix TV channel where it's just a regular TV channel and they show Netflix programming. It's like being able to stream Netflix onto your television.
The second. It's like being able to stream Netflix onto your television. Okay. You can select. It's like an on-demand service.
I don't really understand why Netflix would do that.
Because they still are going to sell their subscription to Netflix that they just went up in price on.
Yeah, I was going to say that. What do you guys think about that, paying an extra couple dollars?
I won't have to. I've already got Netflix. And we don't have, I don't know, does Strictly Business have a promotional deal with?
We do not, no, but I have my own Netflix. I mean, I've been paying for it for a long time.
I do too, and the show doesn't either. None of us are being promoted to or sponsored by Netflix here, so this communication is honest. disclosing that this communication is honest. I've already got Netflix. My price isn't going up, but I think it was going up by $1 or $2 a month.
Yeah, I think it's somebody said 1, 2, so I'm not really sure if it's gonna be either 1 or 2. It's gonna be one of both. That's for sure.
I think $2 would make sense. I think it'd make an even $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
I personally don't have a problem. I use a lot of Netflix. I mean, I sit in my computer to do work, and I have Netflix thing on my other monitor, and I'm watching different shows or movies or whatever. So, an extra couple dollars, you know, I don't have a problem with it. I understand it's the business. They need to, especially if they're gonna continue to make these shows, because I love their shows that they're making now. I mean, how what's the name of the show? House of Cards, I think it's called.
Yeah, I heard that's a
I
really
love
good
that show. I just finished watching season 2 of it. So if that money is gonna go towards them developing more shows, I have zero problem with that.
So, just to clarify, so if you have, let's say you have the Comcast cable, and then would this be like a premium channel subscription?
Comcast isn't offering it, but
Well, no, I'm just saying if they were, or
mm,
whoever your cable company is, because you said the cable company is going to offer this.
this will be, from what I've found, and apparently this is a very new news article. It's just going to be like your on-demand. You hit the on-demand button and you go to it, and your money exchange is directly with Netflix. If you don't have Netflix set up, you won't have access to Netflix.
Oh, okay.
You will continue to pay separately. Your cable bill and your Netflix bill will be separate.
Gotcha.
But if you want to use this on-demand feature, this Netflix feature, you will have to buy a Netflix subscription. And I think that it's going to do really
Wait,
good
you
things.
have to pay for the show too, then to watch it after you buy the Netflix subscription?
No. But you're going to have to go into your cable box, hit the Netflix button, put in your username and password from Netflix, and then you've got Netflix. It'll open up like a regular Netflix interface.
So
Yeah,
basically, just bringing Netflix to TVs.
It's basically like adding a Roku feature
Yep.
to your.
If you
cable
think about it, it's a
set-top
good
box.
idea because
That's fantastic.
I'll give you an example. My parents, they don't own an Xbox, they don't own a 360, they don't own none of that. And I gave them my old PS3 for them to be able to watch Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't do that, this is perfect for them.
Right.
Because they could actually go into the setup in the box and actually watch Netflix. So it's a good idea if you think about it.
I think
It's gonna bring it to a lot more people, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what they want. They want to bring their service, which is a fantastic service. I think we can all agree on that, to as many people as possible. And those who are limited and can't get like a Roku, or they don't have a console or anything like that, they're going to be able to get this service, assuming they have that type of cable. So I think it's great. I mean, it's smart. I thought this was a little bit something else. I thought they were going to have their own channel with their own programs and things like that when you first brought up the topic. But this is a smart business move. Like, I recently just got the Roku stick for your TV. So they have the boxes now. They have just a stick, kind of similar to what you see with the Chromecast. Mm-hmm. You just plug into the HDMI port. It's great. We've only had it for like a day, but I actually got the Chromecast before this because I want my PlayStation 3 back. That's what my girlfriend currently uses to watch like Netflix and those types of shows. So I wanted to get her something like that. With Chromecast, you're basically streaming it from the device. I didn't realize that. And so we didn't want to do that. We wanted our own menu, which is what the Roku stick does. So I'm going to take the Chromecast back. But it's such a great service, and it's smart to get your service to as many people as possible.
Yeah, and that's what this is going to do. Is it's going to give the people in those three companies, which again are RCN Grande Communications and Atlantic Broadband, which all seem to be on the Eastern Seaboard, except maybe I don't know what Grande is. But
I don't think I heard. I mean, I don't know if this is just the big company, but I never heard of them, honestly.
I don't think I have either.
So anyway, it's going to be available like an on-demand feature. I found another place where it's called a Netflix app. So basically, it'll be an app you open on your TV set-top box. I think this is going to get a lot more people into Netflix, and I'm hoping that it will move cable to an a la carte style for buying which channels you want. because people are already watching what shows they want only
Yep.
on Netflix. And whereas I don't think cable is ever going to give you just an on-demand feature for television shows, I think that if you could just give me the 10 channels that I want, the problem is you're going to put channels out of business. Like Home Shopping Network's probably going to go out of business. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people watch it. Maybe Home and Garden TV, or those channels are not going to be as profitable as Spike and USA and TNT and channels like that are more entertaining to a younger crowd that spend more time on television. There's a whole. I'm sure you guys are the same way, because it seems to be a nationwide thing. There's a whole section of your TV channels that you don't even know what channel that is.
I think I had like 1,000. I watched like
Yeah.
20,
I can't-
less maybe.
I can't tell you what channel 27 is, because I never go to channel 27 because it's never got anything I want. But I know 63 is TBS. Stuff like that. If you could just buy those channels you want and you pay $1 per channel, is that a suitable price? $2 a channel. Is that, or maybe this channel is $2 and this one's 50 cents. That's a better business model for cable. I think it's going to cost them more money in the long run. But I think cable is going the way of GameStop, and I'm hoping that this is like their mutual benefit to keep cable around longer. They're going to also offer apps like Netflix. You'll probably see HBO Go available in a similar way.
A lot of
future.
networks that have already their apps. I mean, I'd seen TBS as an app, and obviously, HBO and Cinemax and all those cable channels. But I know TBS has one, and TNT has an app as well. There's a few of those channels that have apps. So yeah, that could be a possibility in the near future.
Yeah. I was gonna say, one of the things that I wish they would go to something like this, but one of the things that I think prevents it, and I'm sure there's a great reasoning why they do this, is they make you package the cable service and the internet. If I could just get internet and not have to pay a higher price than if I package this crap together, then I would just do that, and I would be streaming all these great services. But that business model that they currently have prevents what we all want, because you're right. I mean, I think the majority of people who have cable, and we just have basic cable here with on-demand service, and what we do, I mean, most of the time we just on-demand shows that we missed, or that we want to watch, and that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are just, I mean, you hear people binging on shows now because that's the way it works.
Well, my wife and I we are intentionally missing Vikings because it's a History Channel show. It airs on Thursday nights. We intentionally miss the show so that we can watch it on demand and skip the commercials.
I did the same thing. I haven't seen one episode because I want to see the whole season at the end.
But I can also tell you that
nothing.
Geico and Dos Equis are the commercials that are on there, and I know there are exactly 8 between each segment of the show. There's exactly 8 commercials, and Geico and Dos Equis are the main ones. The sponsoring still gets to me, even though I have to fast forward through 8 commercials. I just don't want to sit through the 4 minutes of commercial programming to get back to the show. It's ridiculous. It's old school. Get over it. Move on.
Is it old school though? I mean, look at YouTube. That's how it's all ad generated. You have to watch 30 seconds of ad before.
And people are running ad block.
Sure, and that hurts the industry. I mean, the advertising is what drives so much, especially user generated content.
The only profitable way for the YouTube content creator to solely make YouTube videos anymore is run guerrilla ads that you can't skip because they talk about them in their programming.
Well,
but it's still an ad that someone can't skip. Therefore, it's still the way things are run. It's a little different than like a commercial, but it's still
different
an
than a commercial. That's what I'm saying though. Is the commercial is the old school part. The advertising is not. The advertising is going to be there. If you don't have advertising, you're going to have product placement like you have in movies.
Right. Well, and there's other ways for YouTubers and people to make money without doing ads.
Yeah, but they're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You can't make a living off of. If you're just running ads, you're not making a living off of YouTube.
What do you guys think about YouTube, for example, making an application or a software that blocks people from having the ad block, and then if you have it, you can't watch the video.
That I don't think will happen. Well, is that possibly going to happen, or is that just an idea?
Because I remember right in the beginning on MLG when they started when they had their channel, I remember I myself having ad block on my browser, and it was not letting me watch it. I don't think they have it right now. They have that whatever it was, they don't have it anymore. But I remember running into trouble, at least getting a window saying you have ad blocker activated, deactivate it, and then refresh the browser again. So,
Here's why I don't think this might. Here's why I don't think this might not happen, at least from YouTube directly, because YouTube is owned by Google. Google owns Google Chrome, and one of the biggest reasons Google Chrome is popular for a lot of people is because it has the best ad blocking application. So, and that's why when people always say, why does Google Chrome have an ad blocker? Because isn't Google losing revenue on YouTube because of ad blocker? So why would they make something that does that? It's because a lot of people, if Google Chrome didn't have ad blocker, would switch to another browser, which would lose Google more money than by blocking ads on YouTube, if that makes sense. So I don't think any Google run entity will take any steps against ad block because it is a big part of the popularity of their browser for some people.
right, but how about if they create a software, doesn't matter what browser you use, that will block you from using that. If you use it, you can't watch the video.
I would love that because I would make more money. But
Everything is possible. So whether that software is available right now or not, I'm sure somebody can come up with it. And revenue is a big thing for you guys that make YouTube videos, and I like ourselves that we have the MLG channel on MLG. As a revenue is being able to drop those commercials is a big thing. So I wouldn't be against it, even though I honestly hate commercials as well, like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But in a business side, what are you gonna do?
I don't like watching commercials. However, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and whether or not I leave, and this is just me personally, whether or not I'm planning on leaving a like or a dislike on someone's video or making a comment, if it's under 20 seconds, I'm going to watch the ad. Just because I'm subscribed to you, I will support you. If it's 30 seconds or more and there's that skip feature,
I always use the skip option.
I would rather have the little bar, the in video programming, and I'll leave it up. I try to support the people who are making the content because, and look, it's not like I'm making any money doing this. I've invested a lot of money into this hobby, and I'll never make it all back. So I'm always going to be on the negative end. I'm okay with that because I enjoy doing it, but I want to help support the people who are entertaining me. It's only proper. If you stop and listen to a street performer, you are morally obligated to tip them for their service. If you go to a restaurant and you have a waitress, you are morally obligated to tip them for their service. If you're watching YouTube content, you are morally obligated to sit through the ad because that's how you tip them for their service.
That's what I don't get, and I don't want to get into a big ad block, rant discussion with everybody because I don't remember if we've done it before. We probably have, and I know I've made videos about it. But, that's one thing I don't get when people use ad block. And it's like, this person put hours into making free entertainment for you. You don't even have to pay for it. You just have to watch a 15 to 30-second ad, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And you get free entertainment that took a lot more to make than you're having to suffer through to get it. And people always say, well, YouTubers shouldn't get paid. It's not a real job. Why or anybody, like with you guys streaming on MLG.TV, people might say, well, they're playing Call of Duty for a living. It's not a real job. They shouldn't get paid for it. Well, why is someone going up on stage and playing an instrument and getting paid for that? Like, you buy a ticket and go watch that. Why is that a real job?
For those
being a movie
for those people that say it's not a real job, all they gotta do is go and look at those big YouTubers, see how much money they're making.
Yeah, but they argue, they think this person plays video games all day and spends 30 minutes editing a video together. They're not working hard. That's not a real job. Which is completely false. But that's why people think it, is because they think it's just way easier than any other real day job is, which it probably is easier than most day jobs, but it doesn't mean they don't.
I've seen videos from all three of you guys, and I'm sure you guys have spent a lot of time making those videos. So I mean, the people that say things like that is people that are not in the business of doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what?
They don't understand how it works.
To make one video, yeah, it's really easy. To come up with a thought to put out every single day, that's insanely hard.
Yeah.
If you're trying to come up with one video, it's not that hard. I can rant for 10 minutes about anything. If I'm going to have an interesting something to say tomorrow, I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to do some research. So
I started uploading videos to YouTube back on Ghost Recon 2, Raw 2, before even Call of Duty 4, before all these major gamers YouTubers came out of nowhere. If I would have had that drive or ideas every day to put YouTube videos, I probably would have been as big as they are, because I mean, I had a capture card. I had a crappy capture card back then. I used to call I still have it in my closet. That's how bad it was. I mean, it was terrible. But I just didn't, just like you said, you have to have that idea every day and actually put the time and come out with something that people are going to enjoy. So I don't know. When people say that it's not a real job, they should actually sit down and see the content that actually people like you guys put up there, like the time and effort that you guys put.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely, I agree. And I think one of the things that it's a perception is that you have to understand that content that's being created for YouTube is, sure, it may not be the same production value as something you would see on TV, but the same work and thought process goes into the same. It's a production. It's entertainment value. And this is a new form of entertainment. And just like video games, that's a form of entertainment that people don't see on the same level as, say, music or movies. But that gap's closing. And it's the same with YouTube and even Twitch, all these streaming services. That perception has to be more aligned with TV, because the same amount of work, the same amount of process. I mean, heck, you look at a stream on, let's say, IGN, when they stream like some game that's coming out, behind the camera when they show those things, I mean, it's like a full production camera. You know, sometimes they use green screens and things like that. There's a lot of production value that goes into these things. Sure, they're just playing video games, but that's a new form of entertainment that people are enjoying. I believe Twitch just hit a landmark. They have more people streaming from Twitch than they do like ESPN, MLB, a lot of those other sports sites. That's a big thing. I mean, this is definitely a viable entertainment option.
Hope you enjoyed episode 41 of 3-Bar Exploits. We want to thank Darian for coming on and hanging out with us.
Thank you, guys.
sir.
Thank you for having me.
Darian, you want to give your handle for Twitter, how people can get a hold of you?
My Twitter is QBA_SB, and you can also hit us up anytime to S Business Gaming, at S Business Gaming. We are not any question you guys have, we always try to communicate with our fans. So, twitter.com/@S Business Gaming. And you guys also find us on our website www.strictlybusinessgaming.com.
I would also like to encourage any of you who need controllers for whatever console you want to check out Cinch Gaming. Use the promo code 3BAR for 5% off. And they have just announced that their Xbox One controller will work with your 360's Control Freaks. So big bonus for you there. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below in the videos and tweet us using the hashtag 3Bar Exploits. We'll be glad to get to your topic. And along that line, sorry, Mr. Punkman, we tried, but we didn't try hard enough. We will get to it in the future if we can. Thanks. Have a great day. I can't find the make it go away button, so we're still recording. Okay, now thanks, and have a great day.